try to provide you answers to your queries which you sent in the email. But I have few slides and few screencasts what I want to share with you. So maybe that will be easier to firstly show you what I prepared, and after that, maybe, if you will, in case of any other questions, you will just ask. What do
Yeah,
you think
sure.
about that?
Yeah, sure. That sounds like a plan.
Okay, so okay, so you are just with Harish, or there is someone else with you?
No, Parol, I'm the only one here. So we are recording this session so that our other developers can look into it in the future. Yeah, they're on vacation now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, they, they will be able to look at this later, so I think that's a good idea to record that meeting. Okay, I want to share my screen right now with you.
Okay.
Okay, because your first question was uh, okay. You are able to. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes, yes,
Parol.
Padam.
Okay, so login code flow, also code structure maintenance. Firstly, I want to show you my quick presentation because probably that will give you an answer for these two questions. Login code flow and login system differs on the desktop and on the mobile application. So in the NSC we have two ways to log in. First one is by using Bubble page, and second one is by using our internal login. And our internal login is really similar to login page in NSC application, and it works in exactly the same way. So firstly, I want to show you how it looks like on the how it works, this login by Bubble page. So after this meeting, I will share with you these few slides. That is just we have just 5 slides here, so that will be really quick. But under the login by Bubble and under the login by internal page and NSC app, I attached here example video with login. So you will be able to see it how it looks like later. So yeah, that will be shared with you, these movies with screencast, but I think it will be better to play it from my computer just for this presentation purpose. So okay, probably you know that page for sure. You know that login page Bubble, and as you can see at the top, we can add redirect URL as a parameter. So that redirect URL will be used after successful login but each of Bubble environment have assigned our appropriate NSC environment. So you can use without this redirect URL, but for as a developer, for my purpose, I using this redirect URL to use Bubble for login mechanism on my computer. So like you see, there is redirect URL with 000 IP, so that is my local host, and I'm going to log in to NSC. Okay, so So I taking password, login and password, and you should be able to see in the console that it will be redirected to to my local NSC application with test WSE out parameter in the string URL param. So after a successful login, Bubble page redirect us to NSC, my local host, with test WSE authentication, and there we have this authentication header. So I described it. There is the in my slide. User enter credentials in Bubble page. Bubble asking on API to validate that data and get access token. Bubble page redirect user to proper NSC environment, and we are exactly in this place. So we are redirecting to NSC to the proper NSC environment, and when we will be redirected, NSC application should recognize that it is run with this C out param. So this is should recognize that we have this authorization token in the URL. So when when application recognizes that, it will after that token will be attached to all requests what we have in our application to our backend and Sail backend API. After this proper login, NSC just fetching the most important information about user, like ID, SSD ID, because user have two different IDs. One is SSDS ID, which is used in SSDS, and another one is ID, which is used in our application, so by our backend. So after that, we have another calls for the most important information about user, and based on that information, we are able to recognize if that is student or not, and which dashboard we should to open for him. Yeah, and that is a workflow for Bubble for login by Bubble page. And last time we were there between redirect users to proper NSC environment to my page recognize WSC out string param in URL, and by using login controls controller starting login. And there a little bit lower you have file where this logic is implemented, that is in script login controller JS. And after that, like I said, NSC set authorization token to all AJAX requests to NSC and Sail API, and that is implemented in session service. And after that, when this token is applied to all requests, what we have in our application, NSC fetch information about user from our backend, from the NSC backend. So, and that is also implemented in the session.js. So I hope so you are able to understand me. And do you have any questions at this moment?
Yes, Pawan. So you're saying that the we'll be redirecting to Bubble. So that's, I think that logic is written in SSDS login root.js. Am I right?
Sorry, could you repeat your question? Because I don't understand exactly what you said.
So when we log in to the website, so initially we'll be redirected to the bubble login page. So
Yeah.
that logic is written in SSDS login route.js file. Am I right?
Yes, yes. If you're talking about file SSD as login route, yes, that is the main route what we have in our application.
Okay.
Is
And
able to.
And the URL
Yeah,
is directed URL.
Yeah, and there we have a few types of URL, but to be honest, just WSC out could be used for the future, because previously we had we have distinguished between stage environment, test environment, and dev environment, and this authentication param name. But I think for the future we can use just WSE authentication for all of our environments what we have in application. So in my example, what we had, there was a redirect. There is a test WSC out param, but I think in the future it could be just WSE out. And as you can see, for this route we have this login controller, and login controller is in the same place in folder 3. So we have here, and there is a logic for login in application. Yeah, but that was a case for a bubble login. We have also a possibility to log in by our internal login page. Okay, if you want, I can start talking about that right now. Or if you have some other questions, we can talk a little bit more about that.
So just one question, Patal. So when I tried to redirect to our the NSC internal page, so what I did is I was looking into the on enter function in SSDS login route.js file, but when I tried to comment out this redirect to SSDS function and try to redirect to our internal page. So still then the redirection was taking place. I'm not sure if there is any other place that any other place or any other file that we should look and control the redirection. Is there any place the redirection is taking place other than the SSDS login route.js?
I'm not sure, but I can check it even right now. Because we have declaration in session, and also there is similar function here for login route and logout route. So it is used few times, but if you override this SSDS function, it should take you to your own login page. Maybe that would be better if you will send me your branch with your solution, and I will be able to verify what went wrong with that.
Sure, Padal. I'll do that later. So I think we can proceed with the next one.
Okay. So because you're asking what is a difference between login in NSC application and desktop version. So probably you know about that. We have something like NSC login in our application. So that is our NSC login page. That is our internal login. It looks really similar to this bubble page, but that was a requirement for that it should look almost the same. So, but in the workflow, we have just one difference, because when we using bubble login page, they gave us a token. They open our application with token, so we already have that. But when we're using our internal login page, we have our login page, so we can just communicate with our API. So workflow is a little bit different, but at these first few steps. So instead of using bubble page, we're using our page and user enter credentials in internal NSC login page. We're asking our API to validate credential and get access token, and after that it looks almost in exactly the same way like with login in bubble page, because we are at the same point. We have this token, and with that we are able to go through the application and other data from our API. So when NSC asking our own API to validate credential and get access token, NSC main page recognize WSA authorization string parameter in URL, and by using login controller starting login procedure. And after that, everything looks in exactly the same way. Maybe there is one difference, because no, it doesn't have any difference, because I thought that we have some information about type of login, but not always it is redirected to SSDS if that is desktop application. Yes, so I hope so that will be helpful for you, but probably you know everything about that, but maybe just to have everything clear, I will show you how this login from our internal page looks like. So as you can see, after enter this credential, we had a login request in our network, and after success login request, there is another request me where we asking our API about the most important information about user. But the response of the login, we should get this token, exactly the same token what we get from the bubble. Yes. There in the login request we have this information like login and username and password, and in the response we have a token. And after that we are exactly the same place like in the bubble page login. And this mechanism is used in the NSC application. And I think that's all in that case. And you had another question, how login system differs on the desktop and mobile application. It works in the same way like internal login page. Our application sends credential to NSC API, and if everything is correct, backend sends out authorization token in response, which is used to authorize in NSC and SAIL API. And another question, when we look into the local storage, we found few parameters they are being used by the application. Could you elaborate the usage of them? And to be honest, this first one element in our local storage, this record first login, it isn't nothing related with login. Okay, it keeps just IDs of users which was already logged on this machine, on this browser, because we have a few features which are enabled just for the user, which trying to log in to our platform for first time. So we're keeping there just IDs. That is nothing related with logic of login process. WSE user, there we're keeping the most important information like user ID, SSD, SID, latest authorization token, center code, and so on. And the last one is user logged in. That is a simple information about status of login. Yeah, and I think that's all what I have. So if you have more question about this internal login and maybe some other one, if you figure out something what you want to ask, I hope I will be able to show you.
So, is there any specific file structure that you maintain? So, like inside scripts, we have common, which has all the common services and factories. So, is there any specific file structure that we need to maintain?
Okay. If you're talking about file structure, because probably you are going to modify our code, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so we divided our application into a few parts. Like a student, we keep there all of the student scripts and student part of application. For a staff part of application, there is also prospect student admin, and that is login. That is everything what we have at the login page. And there is a common part, because common and constants, maybe constants aren't so important, but right now when we have some global constant in our application, we're trying to keep it there. But we have also common, which are where we put all scripts which are common for or maybe not common but global for whole application. So when you opening our application, after that you are going to fetch everything what we have in the login folder, and that is a reason why we divide it in this way, because at the beginning we're just fetching login folder and everything what is in common, and after that, based on login action, if that will be student or staff, we're fetching another part of application. But as you can see here, we have also some views, but that is really old. But everything is divided to views. So like activities, player, actives, about screen, center, center, gradebook details. So that's our part of application. But we have also just services, so that are services which aren't connected to any view, any component. We have a reusable directive here in scripts common directives. So you can find everything, all directives here, all common directives. So if you have services which are used just in one place, it could be kept in folder like activity player, or for if that is a service just for one view, it could be kept in folder of that view. But if that is global, which could be used everywhere, that will be better to keep in the services or in separate folder, which will contain all scripts for that service. And you can check our name convention, what we have here, because everything which are a service have a service postfix. For controller, we have CTRL postfix. For directives, we have DRFAL postfix, and so on. Also, in the bigger modules, we have something like root and paths, and root is for contents routing for each part of the application, but in paths we have paths of elements which are used by require.js.
Okay, Padal. Just one more question. So, so as you showed the internal NSE login page, the difference between the NSE internal login page and the Bubble page. So I saw that the internal login page is working. So why did we go for Bubble? So if you have any idea, so why we went for Bubble then using our internal page, login page?
I'm not sure if I understand you correctly, but you're asking why we are using Bubble page if we have our internal page also?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay, that was one of the requirements because in all centers in China, they're using Bubble page. They Wall Street have some other products. I don't remember the names of that products, but for sure that was this old NSE and some other ones. So they're using just in these centers, and all students using just this one Bubble page. And Bubble is trying to, based on the login, trying to decide which product that the student using. So if that is NSE user, it will redirect to NSE. If that is old NSE user, he will be redirected to old NSE. So that is a reason why we're using Bubble. That was a requirement. Our internal login page, it is used, that was implemented at the beginning almost 2 years ago. So when we had just our internal authorization, but after that we had to also integrate with the Bubble. But we also have this internal login page just for admin because admin user have to log in somewhere. So if you want to log in as an admin, you have to use this our internal login page, and after some a little bit later, when we started to implementing this Cordova application, mobile app, we also used that because that we wasn't able to use Bubble page, so that is a reason why we have in some place our internal login, which is used for NSC application and main user purpose, and the but all of the students in centers in the world using this Bubble page.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, of course, I understand that it maybe isn't clear right now, and